The alley bow Kheshig, a bow inspired by the Mongol bows used in the 13th century. This bow is of course produced by Alley Bow, available on their website, goes from £20 to £50. It is perhaps the epitome and definition of what we might call horse bow or an Asiatic recurve, and of course it benefits from having the Mongol style inspiration. At first glance, it is a very clean bow. The limbs are made from a laminate of wood and bamboo with fiberglass. It is a very plain design. There is a more fancy version called the Imperial version, which has a red coat of paint and imperial patterns, but the base version is a very simple, nice, clean wood design. There are some really nice accents. In this case, it does have the black and white belly and back. You can customize this bow to have different colors, including pink and purple, which I haven't tried, but I have seen, which is pretty cute. Now, the actual bow itself is very light, as you would expect from most of these Asiatic recurves. It does come with a nice, smooth, thin leather grip, so the handle does feel warm to the touch and comfortable to grip tightly if you need to. The sear or limb tips are said to have a layer of syntactic foam, so it's marked to be lighter but also stronger and faster. And the website also claims that because of the wider limbs, it should have more stability and therefore facilitate some more accurate shooting. Of course, that depends on the user. The visual appearance is very striking. Like I said before, this is kind of like what people imagine an Asiatic style bow to be, or a Mongol style bow. The appearance of it, or the aesthetics, is very pleasing to the eye. I do like the light brown as well as some white and almost gold colored laminate layers on the bow. This particular bow has a black and white accents both on the sear tips and the belly and back, as well as the handle having a darker wood. This is fully customizable, as I said before, but I do like how the string it came with is also black and white, so it has a really nice aesthetic overall as a package. Now, this bow actually isn't mine. I borrowed it for a bit just to use and review. Ironically, while I use Alley Bow arrows, I don't use Alley Bow bows yet. The only bow I've used is the tiny bow, which isn't really a good comparison to what this bow actually is. So it's nice to shoot this and give it a go, and I give you my honest thoughts. Now, like I said, this isn't my bow. It isn't set up for me. There's no knocking point, which shouldn't affect shooting that much. But more importantly for this test, I don't have the right arrows. The arrows I use are Alley Bow arrows, but these are spine more for my 45-pound bows, and this is a 38-pound bow. So unfortunately, the flight will be a little off, but I won't use that against the bow. Rather, I'll talk about how it looks, feels, and handles, and then I'll give you my overall thoughts. It's worth pointing out for those who want a takedown version, the Kheshig does come with a takedown variant. Now, I have shot the bow before, so this is my first impression, but I really enjoyed shooting it. This is like the favorite bow that isn't mine, so I have to return this later on, but it is a very good balance of many characteristics. It goes without saying that the bow is very light. A lot of people are surprised when they hold Asiatic recurves and they realize how light it is. A lot of our trad bows are long and kind of heavy, even the takedown trad bows. And of course the modern bows, the bare bows and recurves, are metal and quite heavy. So compared to that, this is extremely light and very easy to handle. The grip is very intuitive. It isn't a very wide grip, it's on the narrow side. And for someone like me with average to small hands, it fits in nicely with the hand. It allows me to have a variety of grips, but I think the grip is perfectly right for this kind of archery. Because there are arrow passes on either side, which means that if you're going to shoot either side, left-handed, right-handed, or arrow on either side, then you can do it both. And overall, this feels like something which has a lot of intuitive handling. All right, let's send a few into this 5-meter target. Fortunately, like I said, there's no knocking point, so there might be some up-down variation. It's not my bow, I don't want to put one on. Arrow's a little stiff, but should be okay at short distance. So let's send some into the gold. I mean, that's probably a good sign. Perfect. Loving that. So yeah, I'm supposed to commentate. Yeah, just sometimes just enjoy shooting the bow and just not think about things. That was definitely a lot of fun to shoot. I mean, firstly, a 38-pound bow is just general fun. Like a lot of people get obsessed with shooting high draw weights like 40, 45, 50, 60, even higher. And that's a really unique challenge in itself, no doubt about that. I want to do it one day. But in terms of having fun, like you can have fun with a 35-pound bow. With 35, you can speed shoot, you can shoot imperfectly and still learn and still develop and still have fun. So the reason why I had this bow was my friend who I borrowed it from, he started with like 45, 50-pound bows, and he really had a really hard time learning to shoot with good form on a 50-pound bow. So he took a bit of humble pie, bought the 38-pound bow, and is having so much fun with it. And that's a general note, but a 38-pound Kheshig bow, and like I said, I'm used to shooting 45-pound bows, so it doesn't have the same oomph as a heavy bow, but 38 comes out really nicely, and I really enjoy the feel. Now, this is a bit of an aggressive bow, you know, with the geometry of the bow, with long seers, it does punch quite a bit. So there's not much hand shock. If you have the right heavy arrows, it's not going to have a lot of vibration. But what I find is this does kick, all right? So what does it kick? It has punch. So it does tend to have a lot of aggression. It's a proper shot. So it does want to come out really fast. So it's very efficient as a bow. Oh, nice. And I find that I don't have to do a lot of khatra. Like khatra, you do what the bow wants you to do, all right? So I don't want to flick it too much. I just want to hold it in the hand, squeeze it. And it just does that. I just want to punch with it. That's my natural follow through with this bow. It seems to be working okay. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, no, that's coming out nicely. Again, I'm not shooting perfectly. I think I'm collapsing a bit of my elbow, but man, I'm just rushing my shot. That's a proper one, actually. We're gonna have fun with these bows. No excuses on a light bow, right? Not sure about that one. That's definitely a fun bow to use. Like I said, with the right arrows, there's virtually no vibration. It just feels so soft. That's my impression. The draw is pretty gentle. It's not a very aggressive draw. So when you draw it back, it's kind of gentle all the way, and then it comes out with very little hand shock and vibration. So it's a very smooth bow. So my overall thoughts on the Alibo Kheshig, this is a very nice bow. I know it looks good, but it definitely shoots as well as it looks. I'm really happy with the feeling, the weight, the lack of vibration. Wasn't very aggressive, so it felt well controlled and well balanced. I would definitely agree the wider limbs still make it very stable. When I first borrowed this, I had fun shooting it first shot. And I have to return at some point, but this was and is a nice bow to use. So I'm very happy with the Alibo product here. It is definitely something, if you're thinking about doing Asiatic or collecting bows, this is definitely one of the go-to options if you want this kind of design and geometry. So overall, this is a thumbs up. Anyway, I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.